Welcome. This is Abby. I am Abby. This is Cookies and Crochet. Welcome back. I am here to do another video for you today. And I know this week was supposed to be the pecan pie video with my brother. We're having to change things around just a little bit because I've not been feeling well this week. So I am feeling better now, but just as a precaution, I did not want to invite my brother over in case what I have is catching, and I didn't want to pass it on to him and my dad. So we're staying safe. We're being careful. So I thought, because it's been about a week now since my last video and I do have some finished objects, I thought I would just go ahead and do a normal video and just share what I've been making, and then I also wanted to share what my goals are for 2021 as far as my crafts, which would include crochet, knitting, and sewing. And I am sorry I haven't been doing this, but I just wanted to welcome any new subscribers. That I have gotten a few new ones in the last few weeks. I just wanted to say welcome and share a little bit about myself in case this is maybe your first time watching. So my name is Abby. I am married. I have 3 children, and I live in Central Illinois in the United States. And let's see, I started crocheting in August of 2017. So let's see, is that 4 years? 17, 18, 19, 20? Yeah, about 4 years, almost 4 years I've been crocheting. Started knitting in January of last year, so it's been a year now I've been knitting. So I'm still new at that, still learning. And then I also started sewing. I can't remember when I started sewing. I think it was May of last year, of 20, maybe April, March. I can't remember. Somewhere around there. I haven't been sewing for very long. I'm still learning. But anyway, I love to share what I'm making. I love to share my trials in projects. Which my mistakes and what I've learned, and then also my triumphs when I do finally figure something out. And I like to share the yarn I use, the patterns I use, any tips and tricks, and then tidbits. And I do some cooking and baking for you also, just because that's another thing that I love to do. I don't do that as often, just because of my kitchen is not, let's say, not adequate, but it's not the great place for filming. It doesn't have a lot of light in it, and it's older, and anyway, I'm kind of picky about those things, but I still do it because I realize, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just me in the kitchen. But I do love to cook. I do love to bake. And so I've been doing that for quite a while. So anyway, if I can pass that on to anybody else, I will certainly do that. So let's get on to the finished objects. Okay. First, I wanted to share a in knitting, some finished objects in knitting. I actually do not have any finished objects in crochet. I really haven't been doing anything in crochet. Just because I've been working on these knit socks. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that I've been working on knit socks, which is the main reason I started knitting in the first place, was because I wanted to knit socks. So that's why I started knitting. Anyway, so I can't remember if I shared about this. I don't think I did. My finished sock. Did I share this last time? In my last video? I cannot remember. Maybe I did. If I did, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I will just share about this really fast because, first of all, this main color is Malabrigo, and the colorway is Diana. And I love Malabrigo yarn. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, forgive me. That's how it looks to me. I love this yarn. It is 100% superwash merino, so it is very soft. It has no nylon in it though. That's the only drawback. So it's probably not ideal if you're going to be wearing socks a lot, because I think the nylon, it kind of helps it. It strengthens it and helps it, the durability in it. So it may not be so durable, but honestly, I do not wear my socks with shoes. I wear my socks just around the house because I'm so worried about them, I don't know. Worried about them getting a hole in them or getting snagged or something, all the hard work I put into them. So I just wear my socks around the house. Now, those are my crochet socks. My knit socks, I do not know if I will be brave enough to wear them with shoes. I may, but for right now, I have not. So anyway, and this contrast color I chose was from Dying to Knit, and the colorway is Dusty Rose, which I think is just beautiful. I think it goes really well. I just wanted to do a little contrast. I had to rip this back and redo it, just because I had a lot of mistakes. And anyway, the Kitchener stitch, I will say a word on that really quickly because I had still so much trouble with it. I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. I was following the instructions. It just kept messing up and I could not figure out what was going wrong with it. But I finally ended up doing what is called a gathered tip. And I don't know if you can see that very well or not. It kind of looks like a star. I think it's really pretty. I really like it, but it's called a gathered tip. And the pattern I used for this sock was out of this book by Ann Budd. It is Getting Started Knitting Socks. And I found this book on Amazon. And she has several patterns in here, just basic sock patterns for getting started on knitting. So it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy. There is some striping in the back, and there are some lace and different ribbings and stuff. But she has patterns for different weights of yarn. So if you want to start out with the fingering, she has that. If you want to do sport weight or DK, you can do that, or even on up to worsted and bulky, which I did not know that in the beginning. I thought when you were knitting socks, everyone had to use the fingering weight, which was really difficult for me, especially in the real thin needles. It was really hard for me. And so anyway, this book was very helpful in that aspect, that it gives you several choices. If you are, if you're just starting out and you're not good at the real thin yarn, you can start out with the thicker yarn, which is a lot more easier anyway. So anyway, and also when you're first starting knitting, to use the wooden hooks or DPNs, that kind of holds the yarn a little better, so it's not so easy to slip off. Now I have gotten to the point where I don't really care for the wooden ones anymore, because I would like things to move faster. So I have actually moved on to the metal DPNs. So I had found these at Joann's, I believe. Yes, I believe they're Susan Bates. But I got these metal DPNs, which are the ones that I have been using. They work really well, and I really, really like them. And they're shorter than the other ones that I had. I believe these are 7-inch DPNs. Now you can get them shorter, but I wasn't able to find shorter. The ones I had, the wooden ones, were 9 inches. So now in the beginning, when I was terrified of my stitches coming off or sliding off, I preferred the longer ones. Now that I am just a little bit better, I prefer the shorter ones, just so I can work faster. So anyway, that's just me. Everyone has their own preferences, and everyone has their own tools that help them to knit or crochet better. So anyway, this is just, I'm sharing mine. So that is out of that book. My second finished object is another knit sock. Now this sock, this one I used DPNs the whole way through. Double pointed needles. I used 3. That's how I prefer to do it. Some use 4. I use 3. So this is DPNs. This is the sock that I started using, the 9-inch, the short circular needle, 9-inch. And the one I have, I don't have it with me. It is the by Knitter's Pride, I believe. 9-inch, and the size needle I used was a 3.5. So this is a DK weight yarn that I use. This is also Malabrigo, and the colorway is Marta. And then the contrast color I chose is this lovely yarn from Lay Family Yarn, and the colorway is called Tiger's Eye. I just love those 2 colors together. I just think they're beautiful. I don't know if it's picking up very well on the camera. Oh, also I'm sitting in my living room. Hopefully there is enough lighting. I have the curtains open, but my yarn room is a mess. It's not a mess. It's just kind of crowded right now because for Christmas, when we had the tree set up and all the decorations, I had several project baskets sitting out in our living room. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I had moved all of that back into my yarn room to get it out of the way to make room for, Christmas stuff. And anyway, it's still in there. It's still all stacked in there. So there's not much room for me to film. So that's why I'm out here in my living room filming, if you're wondering. So anyway, so yes, I finished this sock up just last night. Yeah, last night around 11 o'clock at night. I still had trouble with the Kitchener stitch. Again, I don't know. Now, let me share the pattern real quick. The pattern is out of this book, Super Socks, by Christine Perry, and she is Winnick Mum on YouTube, and I believe on she has a blog. She is on Instagram. She's on several social media. But I purchased this book from Amazon, and she has I used her pattern for this sock. And I still had trouble with the Kitchener stitch to close up my toe. I did it 3 times and it was wrong every time. I had to rip it back. I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. I was so frustrated. I finally gave up, and I got on YouTube and I just typed in Kitchener stitch, and I found a video by, I think it's Suzanne. I will link it down below. I'll find it and link it down below. But anyway, it's just a little short 8-minute video. She showed exactly how to do it. She did a fabulous job, and it turned out, look, it's not perfect, but it's so much better than what it looked like. It looked horrible the way I was doing it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so it's done. It's done. I will say, and I measured my foot, and I went by the measurement of my foot, okay? This sock fits my foot a little looser than this one, and I'm just wondering if it's because this one was done with the double pointed needles and this one is with the circular needle. Maybe the stitches are a little tighter. I'm not sure, but I have not washed either one yet, and of course I don't have the mates to them yet. Still have to make the mates to them, but anyway, I'm wondering if when I wash them, the fibers will loosen and it'll just fit better. It's just a little. It's not like snug around my foot. I'm talking about the length of the sock. But anyway, it still fits my foot and it's fine. Also, I wanted to share with you, Christine Perry, Winnick Mum, is, I believe she does this every year. She is doing a winter Haven Kal starting, I believe it's tomorrow, January 8th. Is that right? Yeah, 'cause today's the 7th, January 7th. So tomorrow, January 8th through the 29th is her Winter Haven Kal that she is sponsoring. So I am taking part in that, and all you have to do to be a part of that, it does not have to be socks. She has it all up on her blog or Instagram. If you follow her there, I follow her there, and also on YouTube. But it doesn't have to be socks. It can be, I mean, anything that you're working on. And she does ask that you use one of her patterns or her yarn, which is from West Yorkshire Spinners Yarn. So anyway, check out her information. I'll link it down below also, if you're wanting more details. But anyway, I'm taking part in that, so I'm really excited because this is already one of her patterns. So all I have to do is finish the mate to this sock, and hopefully I'm going to try to get it done in a week. I'm really hoping I can. I was hoping I could get this done in a week. It took me about a week and no, 4 days, because today's Thursday, right? So I started this sock Christmas Day, so it would have been a week last Friday, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, a week and 5 days. But I will say it's because I had so much trouble with the Kitchener stitch, and there were a few days, like I said, this week I was not feeling well. I didn't want to do anything. I really did not have the brain power to focus or concentrate on anything, so I did not do any crafting 2 days this week. I didn't do anything. So anyway, it would have been, but not that I'm pushing myself trying to strive for, I've got to get this done in 1 week. I just want to see if I can do it, because my goal, let me move on to goals now. For 2021, my goal is to knit more socks, and also I picked up this book. It was one of my Christmas gifts from my husband. He gave me a gift card to Barnes & Noble because, you know, that's one of my favorite places to go and get books. And I found this book, Operation Sock Drawer. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this. So yes, because last year I spent almost the whole year crocheting socks. So I was like, I have quite a few pairs of crochet socks now. I think I'm ready to move on to knit socks now, to build up that. So anyway, I have 2 patterns picked out that I want to try. One is these are called Sidal socks. I want to try those. And I already have the yarn picked out for that. Ooh. And then the second pair, now obviously some of these are way out of my range right now, but just to get started, let's see. These are called Saunter socks. Aren't those beautiful? Oh my goodness. And I have yarn picked out for those too. So anyway, I'm very, very excited. So, let me show you the back. Those are pretty too. Those are called stained glass socks. I want to try those at some point also. So anyway, my goal for 2021 is to knit more socks and also work on blankets. I went through my whips. Currently I have 5 blankets in progress. 2 that are pretty close to being done. And then I have my blocks, my Annie's block of the month, the knit and crochet, which I have not done work on probably for the last 2 months, maybe just a month. I can't remember. And then I have another one that I started, which was by Cherry Heart, or from Sandra at Cherry Heart. I have one of her Spice of Life blankets that I had started. So anyway, I have 5. I need to finish them. I need to finish. So I don't want to start any new projects except for socks, and I want to work on the blankets. That's my goal for 2021. But I also wanted to share really quickly. I'm trying to watch my time. So for Christmas, I had crocheted socks for my daughters, and it was actually because my oldest daughter had asked for socks, a pair of socks, and so I crocheted a pair for her and for my youngest daughter. And anyway, I was so excited because when the kids went back to school, my youngest wore her crochet socks to school. Now I was not expecting that. I was expecting them to just wear them around the house like I do, just because I'm so picky about my socks. But anyway, she wore them to school. I cannot tell you how proud I was. My heart and my probably my whole face lit up. I was just so proud that to see my crochet socks, my project, my work on my daughter's feet, and she was so happy to wear them, and she was just, oh, okay, I have to tell you this other funny part. She wore them 3 days in a row. Now, my youngest is in kindergarten, so she only goes a half day. So it's not like she wore them all day, but she wore them 3 days in a row. And I was like, honey, maybe mommy needs to wash them. You want to? And she, so I got them out of her shoes, and they were pretty. Here they are. They're pretty scruffy, and they don't smell too good. Because kids' feet sweat, and they're a little crusty, where they. So I'm gonna wash them. But the funny thing is, okay, and they're getting a little fuzzy, if you can see that on the back where they have rubbed. Because kids are rough on their socks. They're going to be rough on their socks. And that's fine with me. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? I'm just happy she's wearing them. My other daughter, I think she's worn them twice. And I washed them, and they're sitting on the table. And I'm like, when are you going to wear your socks? Oh, well. Anyway, so my youngest was looking through my yarn room. I was in there getting something. And she happened to pull this out. She found this yarn, and she's like, oh, mommy, this is pretty. Can I have socks with that yarn? And of course I couldn't say no. So I'm going to make her some more socks. In fact, I may make her 2 more pairs. If she's wearing them to school every day, I'm going to have to make her more pairs. So I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm really excited about that. This yarn is actually from Hobby Lobby. It's Yarn Bee Cozy Toes. And it is suck yarn, and this colorway is called Summertime. So she picked this out, so I think I'm going to start her another pair of socks today. So that is fun. So I think that's all my finished objects for knitting. I have 2 finished objects in sewing, and I'm going to try to get through that really, really fast because I'm already at 23 minutes. So if you have been watching my videos, I did an unboxing for Annie's Creative Quilters Fabric Club, and I received their box, I believe, in November, and it was this Joy to the World collection. This was the fabric that came with it, and the project was this bag, okay, for sewing. So I got it done. I actually finished it yesterday. I thought I would share it. So this is the bag. Okay, it does not look like the picture. I did some different things just because the fabric, some of the fabric that came with it I used for our stockings that I made for us. So I still did the button, but instead of the rubber band, I just made like a loop, a button loop. The crazy quilting or piecing, I did not do that. What I did was I cut out a flower, a poinsettia, and I stitched around it And as you can see, I'm still learning how to do that on my sewing machine. I did sew one of these beautiful buttons. It's a little snowflake button. That is what I came from Incomparable Buttons. It's came in one of my little box of crochet kits. So I did that, and then this is also a pocket. This is a pocket, a quilted pocket. Yeah, I did some quilting on there. And I've never done an outer pocket before, so that is something new I learned. So the sides, it's kind of a box bag, as you can see. It's and it has a bottom, and I messed up so much. I do like the straps. I put padding in the straps. I do like that. And then this is the back. And I tried some more. Did I do? No, I didn't do quilting on the back. But I did put, I cut out of the gold that's on the front, cut out my, you know, because this will be my bag, and I stitched around, and I don't know what that stitching is called, but stitched around the edge there. And then for the inside, now I had so much trouble, the pattern on this bag, there were some things I couldn't figure out. I really didn't know what they were talking about or what they meant. So I tried to find video tutorials on Annie's. There weren't. I guess it's because they consider it easy enough that it didn't need that. So I looked for video tutorials on YouTube, something like this. I couldn't find anything. So I messed up a few times, and I had to rip out quite a few. I messed up a lot. I'm just going to be honest. And I had to rip out several seams. I had to redo so many things. The pocket is with this poinsettia fabric, which I think is just lovely. It's just one large pocket, but it is padded. I did use the fusible fleece. And then the lining, I just use gray, just a plain gray. And as you can see, the lining is one of the things, the major things that I messed up on, and I had to rip it out and redo it. And the lining actually ended up being larger than the bag. So yeah, when I sewed it up, it bunched up really bad, and as you can see, it's a mess. It's I was telling my husband, I was like, honey, I finally finished the bag, but it is such a mess. It is such a mess. And he's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Thank you. He's so encouraging. But it is a mess. I'm just being honest. But it is my first time making a bag like this, and I persevered. I did have to put it down for a couple days and walk away from it because I was so frustrated. Because I was trying to read the pattern, but I did not understand what it meant. I needed more pictures. I'm a visual learner, and there were pictures, but not enough. And it's just, I'm still learning on how to read sewing patterns. So anyway, but I did persevere. Like I said, I did not quit. I did not give up. I did not cut it up and throw it away. I wanted to finish it, and I did. And it's, like I said, it's a mess, and there are many mistakes, but it will work, and it will hold yarn, or it will hold patterns, or it will hold whatever I want to put in it, as long as I don't try to carry, you know, like a bowling ball or something in it, which I probably won't. So anyway, it's done. There it is. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you very much. And that is from the Annie's Creative Quilters Fabric Club. If you're interested, check it out. Very good. I love their fabric. It is beautiful. I love the pattern. I just wish I could have understood it and knew what to do. That's all. I'm moving on to my very last finished object, and then I will be done, okay? This is, I made my very first Knitters project bag, and it is drawstring. Now I used a ribbon, and I just did one on one side instead of doing the two. Yes, and it has a little handle on it. Now, the handle I could have done better on. As you can see, it's a little scruffy along the edges. I was trying to do it quickly and get it done fast, and because it called for the fusible fleece in the handle, I had trouble folding it, and I was getting frustrated and all this, so I was just like, ah! So I didn't I didn't fold in the edge like you're supposed to. I just left the edge. So that's why it's a little scruffy, but it's okay. So I love this fabric. This fabric I found at Hobby Lobby. It was on their clearance rack, the beautiful blue, navy blue stars, and then the really pretty floral. The ribbon I also found at Hobby Lobby. And then for the inside, let me fold that down. Pull that out. The pockets I made, they're actually in the tutorial I use, which I will link down below. Is from Sewing Times. You're supposed to have one big pocket on one side and then two on the other. I just did the 2 pockets, but these are also padded pockets. And then I have my yarn in there. Ooh. But I love the size of it, and I love how it sits flat. You know, it's got the corners on it. Yeah, I really like, and I like the colors. I really like the fabric. So anyway, okay. So yes, I learned definitely I learned some new techniques. I learned some new, I want to make more of these drawstring bags. I really like those. So I'm really excited about that. And I still need to make some more DPN. I did not make this, but I need to make more DPN cozies. I want to make one to match this bag. And then I got some, what are they called? Are they called D-hooks? I can't remember. And then the little clasps to put on the side of the bag to hold maybe stitch markers, or you know, a pair of scissors or something like that. You can just hang on the side. I don't know if you've seen those on project bags, but I really like those, and I want to learn how to attach them. So I'm going to be working on that too. So watch this space. So anyway, okay, I'm at 32 minutes, so I better go now. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. I will see you in the next video. Bye.